In 1981, America was hit by an economic crisis. Chris had poured all his savings into a medical device, convinced it would make him a fortune, but no one wanted to buy it, so the machines just sat in his apartment collecting dust. His wife was forced to work 2 jobs, and she never missed a chance to mock or curse him, or just glare at him with pure resentment. Chris was 2 months behind on rent, and his car had been towed after racking up too many parking tickets. He had hit rock bottom, and it had been a long, long time since he'd smiled, until one day, he stumbled upon a remarkable place where everyone seemed genuinely happy. He stopped a man and asked what he did for a living. The man said he was a stockbroker. That moment planted a dream in Chris's heart. He wanted that kind of happiness. Chris took action and quickly applied for an internship. But without a college degree, no one was interested in him. Still, he refused to give up. Every day he waited outside the company building, hoping to catch the hiring manager. Finally, the day came when he spotted him. Chris handed over his resume in person, but once again he heard nothing back. So he kept waiting outside for an entire month, until he finally ran into the manager again. Desperate to get a word in, Chris lied and said he needed a cab too. Once inside, Chris launched into his pitch, but the manager ignored him completely, absorbed in solving a Rubik's Cube, the hottest toy at the time. The manager remarked that the thing was impossible to solve. Chris made a bet. He'd finish it before they reached the destination. The manager smirked, clearly skeptical. But soon, that smirk faded. Chris had already completed one side, then a second, then a third. Even the driver couldn't help glancing back. Just as the cab pulled up, Chris solved the whole thing. The manager was stunned. For the first time, he really looked at the young man beside him. But then Chris realized the manager hadn't paid the fare. There was no way he could afford the $10-something, so he bolted, apologizing as he ran. He sprinted all the way to the subway in a panic. In his rush, he leaped onto a train, but he was a second too late. A whole month's worth of living expenses gone. Chris was devastated. Sweat and rain streamed down his face. Maybe tears too, it was hard to tell. When he got home, his wife told him she was leaving. Chris made up his mind to raise their son on his own. But the moment he brought the boy home, the landlord showed up to kick them out. Chris begged for 1 more week, offering to paint the apartment in exchange. The landlord agreed. The only good news was a phone call from the hiring manager. He had landed an interview. But the day before the interview, he was busy painting when he heard a knock at the door.